So at the moment I should be finishing up my research proposal, but I need a little bit of break. And I've been meaning to make a video for the longest time, and I happen to have my friend Daniel's camcorder that I was going to use for the collab channel that I'm doing, but we haven't started that yet, so I figured I would go ahead and do this. For the longest time I had the option of anonymous, to be able to ask questions on Tumblr, and I got a lot of not so great questions. I didn't post almost any of them. Some of them were actually kind of interesting, but I decided early on that at one point I wanted to make a video about it, just because I think that's more personal and I can elaborate more. I'm going to try and make this as short as possible, but as many of you know, I tend to go on tangents and just talk about everything. So, anyway, one of the first questions that I actually got this more than once, kind of in different, like, ways it was asked, but basically, it was saying, what is photography to you? And I think I may have elaborated this on a blog or two, but basically photography to me is, I honestly don't know how to put it, there's a part of me that I don't think many people understand. I'm not always seen as a very artsy person, but I really do believe that I have such a connection with art, and I have such a connection with expression through art, and one of those art forms being photography. I know sometimes my friends may not completely understand why I do photography, and I don't really care for them to understand. It's really more for me, but in reality it is a way for me to just escape the world, and I've said this before in a video, and it's just a way for me to just express myself. Sometimes I'm not always too good at doing that with words, and granted, it doesn't always come through in my photography, but I think all those things that bottle up inside of me, those things that are unsettled, the things that I haven't been able to deal with, I can kind of thrust them into my photography in a way of, in my photography, I can make something. I can create a whole piece of art, in the sense that I can't always do that with things that are bothering me. I can't always come to a conclusion. I can't always come to a happy ending. But in photography, I can create a picture that I'm satisfied with, a picture that I can, be happy with. Hopefully that made sense. Another one I was asked, I wrote these down over time, and one was, do you believe in happy endings? I think we would all like to say yes. I think we would all like to believe in happy endings, but we never know. I believe in happy moments and happy instances. I believe in happiness in the present, and I believe that you have to be satisfied with that, because if you're not, if you're always hoping for a happy ending, you're most likely going to be disappointed. Just in the sense that we all have expectations, and we all have things that we hope will be fulfilled, but that's not always the case, and I think if we're always expecting a happy ending, we don't always take in the moment and that happiness that we're experiencing at that moment. We take it for granted, and I know that I did it at some points in life. Over time, though, I realized that I have to cherish those moments, and in that moment there's happiness, and I have to hold on to that, and not always just be expecting the happy ending. I was asked this question in different forms as well. I think some of my posts are very personal, and they're real, a lot of them are in reference to the past, and this question was asked, like I said, in different forms of has your heart been broken, what is it that you write about when you're upset in those sad times, and in hindsight, actually, it's not always about one thing or one particular person. I think at certain points in my blogging, I have been going through some things, and obviously it would be related to that instance or that situation, and the instance of my heart being broken. I think I don't know, it depends what we're talking about, I guess. But yeah, I would say that my heart was broken. It wasn't necessarily a instant thing. I think over time that I was going through, especially all of last year, was just very hard. Heartbreaking in the sense of losing someone. Heartbreaking in the sense of not being able to love that person anymore. In the sense of them loving. That's kind of hard to explain. Let me reiterate. There wasn't one instance, in one situation, one event that broke my heart. I think over time you fall in love with someone, and you completely give yourself over to that person. And my heart broke over time as I began to realize that I was losing that person, that I was losing that friendship, that I was losing that significant other. My heart broke because it was a good thing. And it also broke because I knew that it was time, that it needed to end. And that's heartbreaking. To give your all to something for so long, for me anyway, it was so long, because I don't always completely give myself over to someone, and in that instance I did. And to have to let that go and realize that we're different people and different things have changed, again, is heartbreaking. So anyway, I think a lot of times I did write about that situation and that person, and occasionally I still do. But I think that's part of moving on. I think you have to completely evaluate it and realize and take it in as for what it is, rather than just suppressing it. I suppressed things for far too long, and I realized that that's not a healthy way to move on. So, another one I was asked once, I was going to write about it, but I ended up not, because I thought it would be more interesting to talk about, was describe your significant other. Oh my gosh, that's not it. Describe your perfect significant other. And I've been actually thinking about this a lot lately, just because I'm kind of, again, I have expectations, which I'm really bad about doing that. But I've just been thinking about the person who I think would be perfect for me. And I think that's just someone who is very loving, who's just very happy with themselves, is very, apparently I only have 2 minutes left. Anyway, I'm gonna hurry up. I don't know, someone like me, and I know that that's horrible to say, but I want someone who loves art, I want someone who loves life, who just loves being who they are, and that's basically it. I'll have to skip a couple, I guess. This kind of goes along with that. I had a question, is where do you want to be in 10 years? I want to be happy. To say I want to be in a relationship, I don't know. I would hope that I would have found someone by then, or, you know, be happily single. I don't know. But basically, I don't know. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. I want to be content with where I am in life. And, you know, just have fulfilled those dreams and ambitions that I had of traveling, of, you know, just making something of myself. So, anyway, I guess this is about to run out. So, random video, I know, but I've been meaning to make one for a while, and this is a way for me to ignore my studies. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening,